That's Fontana Lake and the marina. Once again, carrying like 50 pounds on my back. Starting about an hour later than I really would have liked to, but we're doing this. There goes Sticks. Back on the trail. Up we go. Georgia to Maine. So this is the shelter we did not stay at. It's got a paved road. People. Following me, so this is probably the last time I'm going to see him for at least a long while. He's aiming to do 15 today. I am not aiming to get to the first shelter in the Smokies. There have been a couple of times when I accidentally called it the Hoover Dam. It doesn't look like it's as popular as the Hoover Dam. Hiking across Fontana Dam. Huh? Are we supposed to pass this here?
I'm gonna go in.
Nah.
I have a stamp to get.
Okay, go. You go get your stamp. I'll see you when you pass me. Going across Fontana Dam. Are you a Nobo? Or a Sobo?
No.
No?
I sashay.
All right.
You heard of through hikers.
Yep.
You heard of section hikers.
Yeah.
You heard of lashers, long ass section hikers.
Yes.
I'm a short ass section hiker.
Oh. Awesome. Have a good one. I am indeed. Oh, I will take it, yeah. Thank you. Just got some trail magic from those awesome people. Gave me a beer. Yeah. Honestly, it's a dam and a lake, and it's cool. And I'm hiking across it. There it all is. Oh. There it all is. We cross to the other side so we can look down a little bit. So, the dam is stopping up the Little Tennessee River. And there's the river down there. And then they made the lake, as dams do. And when the valley flooded, it flooded out some communities and villages. So a lot of people got displaced with this. Yep, it's a shame. All in the name of progress, but here we are. Moving across Fontana Dam. Well, here I go. And if we can look up ahead just a little bit, see Ann and Delta up there. If I could center the damn thing. Yeah. We're road walking for a minute. Not gonna complain too much at the moment. Hey, officially inside the Great Smoky Mountains. So there's a bit of a road walk once you get inside the park. Well, it kind of starts at the Fontana Hilton, which is the Fontana Dam shelter. But that's just a road walk for a while. But we're here at a parking lot, and we're about to go into the woods officially. Turn around. Oh, hey, look. Snow from yesterday. I am so glad I didn't hike in this falling yesterday. Just have to deal with the mud today. 9.9 from the start of this part of the trail to where my shelter is. And I've done 3.7 on this part of the trail. I've got 6.2 to go in about 5 hours. I'm mostly at elevation now, so like there's ups and downs, but it's not going to be just straight up climbing. I get ups and downs now, so that's good for the day. There was a fire tower. Let's start walking because I got miles to go. There was a fire tower at the top of a little offshoot trail, and they're all like, a lot of the locals said that it was really worth the view, but I A, had to pee, and then B, was not about to climb a fire tower to see views. I was like, I'm already done. I still got 6 miles to go, so I'm just gonna keep going. Anyway, so far so good. Oh crap. I would like to thank Tin Man for helping me across this, because that was near impossible. Alright, Ann, Delta, if you can't climb straight up and over, go around to the end of the tree if you can. Because if you try and climb here, you're gonna slide. It's just all mud on this side. Good morning, everyone. Just came across this little field. It's just after 11. I've already done about 2.5, 3 miles. All of that white you see are these tiny little flowers. They're like lavender white with these beautiful little flowers, and they're just everywhere right here. Anyway, yesterday the trail was all mud and nobody was pleased. Today it is still muddy, but not as bad. Last night was probably my best night of sleep on trail yet. Stayed in the shelter, and apparently we think there was a bear last night. Got hold of somebody's food canister, mangled it a little bit, but didn't get into it, so that's good. Somebody screamed in the middle of the night. I did not hear it, so I know I was asleep for that. I didn't hear it. But a few people who did hear it were like, good luck. So, good to know. Anyway, I'm working on doing 9 miles from where I'm at right now, which is a lot easier than the 10 miles I had from the start of the Smokies yesterday, which was essentially all uphill. And one little gray hair sticking out. The terrain's not as crazy, and I'm an hour earlier, starting from 9 miles. I mean, I started just before 9 o'clock this morning. I've already done. My app says 3, but the sign at this last shelter I was at getting water said 2.5. And I don't know who to believe. But I did that in an hour and a half. So either way, I win. And I did my 10 miles yesterday from noon to about 7:30. And that was, again, uphill in the mud. So I'm getting better at this. And we are all grateful that we didn't start that craziness in the snow and the rain. And we're expecting more rain, but that's part of life, I guess. No, nobody's following me. But what was I gonna say? I don't know. I'm out of breath now. Yeah, it's I'm making it. I'm doing it. It's day 2 in the Smokies. I've got less distance to cover and more time to cover it. And it's not going to be all uphill, which is nice. And we were talking to this southbound hiker at the hotel that we were staying at. And he was saying, once you're up in the Smokies, it's really, the elevation changes aren't horrible because you're already up there. It's getting up there and then getting down there that's a chore. So I don't know how many videos I'm going to make while I'm here in the Smokies, just because it's going to be a while before I have access to charging up my batteries again. But I'll do my best. Anyway, that's all for now. Catch you on the flip side. So it's 1 o'clock. I'm sitting at the entrance to one of the shelters, little side trail, and I met up with Anne and Delta and Dad, and this is like they stopped here for lunch, and I had already chosen to stop for lunch because I've only got 6.3 to the shelter that I'm planning to stay at tonight, which means I've already done like 5.5, 6 miles. I'm busting it out today. The terrain's really great. From what I understand, it's pretty nuts after this, but this is the first time I've bona fide stopped for lunch this whole time. Usually I'm just grabbing a bite of something, and going, or sitting down and making my tortillas and, eating it on the way. But this is nice. I'm actually making time today. I'm not going to be rolling into camp super late. This is a good day. I do not want to get rained on. There's like a 20% chance of rain today. And the skies are ominous. But beyond that, fantastic day. So, the first half of today was really great. And then the second half was intense. Like, the climbs were just really intense. And my pace slowed way down just because of how intense those climbs were. And there was one moment where we got a group text from Yukon saying, hey, the one downhill over here is pretty sketch. And we got there, and it was just a little creek and mud and a loose rock. And that was our downhill for the day. And now I'm in my tent, and there's a 20% chance of precipitation tonight. And I don't want to get wet again, but we are in the Smokies, so it's probably going to happen either way. But we'll do our best. I met Condor today. He started a fire. He was like the first person at the shelter today, and he started a fire, which was really nice, and we really enjoyed it. And we'll see how far I get tomorrow. There's a 40% chance of rain tomorrow, according to the weather app. So we'll see. Anyway, it's a long day, and I'm going to get some sleep now. Bye. Day 3 of the Smokies. I'm debating whether or not to stay or go. It's only like 6.5 miles to the next shelter. About 10 miles, a little less, the one after that. And, I'm really puffy. It's in the rain. And I'm a slow hiker, and it's going to take me all the time I have to get through the Smokies. And I kind of have to get in the rain. And I really don't want to get in the rain. I don't want to be cold and wet again. Everybody's in the shelter. Nobody's going anywhere. Like the bags. We've even got lake shelter.
Put my hood up. People need. She's thinking about mountains.
I have made the conscious choice to stay in the shelter. Sticks may stay in the shelter. A few others might stay, but I am definitely staying. We're expecting thunderstorms up until 3-ish. We're waiting for it to run through. A lot of people are waiting for it to run through. But the trail will be too wet, and it's too late in the afternoon for me to be starting. So, for me to be able to get to the next shelter before dark. So, I'm not doing that.
I would, on the comments, it's supposed to be like big bad advice.
A very muddy trail. Day 4 in the Smokies. And we're finally back underway. Goal is 13 miles today. It's 10 after 8. I just left camp. Today's milestone is the 200 mark at Clingmans Dome. 13 miles gets us to the shelter on the other side of Clingmans Dome. And tomorrow, it's supposed to be another very rainy day. And the Tramley, mostly Sticks and Yukon and a few others, intend to go into Gatlinburg to get out of the rain, do some laundry. I need to do laundry. I'm not desperate for it, but there's a couple of items that are desperate for it. I've been struggling the last 48 hours with the whole pooping in the woods thing. And let's just say I could use some running water. Anyway, so that's where we're at, or where I'm at. I'm going to turn this off because the trail is treacherous at this very moment. And I will see y'all again later on down the line. Alright, just stopped at the last shelter before Clingmans Dome. They have a privy there. In the world of things you don't think about missing from society. It's a privy. A place to park yourself when you do your business. Ugh. But like, hold on. Just stairs. And 2.7 from Clingmans Dome. Sticks and Garrett need to go in to town. They're expecting a lot of rain tomorrow. They're closing that road tomorrow. I know we just zeroed at the shelter, but to avoid that rain, I'll probably do it again. I think I will do it again. But, oh man, that privy, like, picked my spirits up something fierce. Like, you just don't even expect it. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, really? Clean. So yeah, I'm still gonna go in and wash things and take a shower. But I feel remarkably better after that. Just, whew. Anyway, moving right along here. This bit of the forest is pine. I don't know which kind of pine. And moss. So it's surprisingly green in this part of the wood. Which is nice. It's a nice change. It's still a very windy day. Don't fall over, okay? And those are my shoes. Caked in mud. 2.7 to Clingmans Dome and the 200-mile mark. Yeah. I feel like I'm walking through a fairy wood. It's just all moss and green, sunlight coming through. This is a good day. First half was kind of sucky in the mud. But right now is this is a nice. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Isn't that just beautiful? I think that's beautiful. This is the view from Clingmans Dome. Up top. That's 200 miles. Hello again. So we came into Gatlinburg for one night to like do laundry and get a couple things. And then we had a couple too many celebratory drinks after hitting the 200-mile mark. And my hungover self stayed a second night because there was no way I was going to be able to hike yesterday. And then today, like yesterday afternoon, after I managed to wake up, I found out that the others had stayed. I don't know why, but they found another hotel, and they did their resupply, and they did everything. And then they went out karaokeing last night. So we were supposed to meet at 8:30 for the shuttle back up to the mountain. And they're not here. So we missed. I came in and it was already full. And now I'm waiting for them for the 9:30. But in the meantime, this isn't even the most ostentatious part of the town. This is just this little chunk across from the NOC Gatlinburg. See? And then it's a very touristy, very tamed down version of Las Vegas. It's the Wisconsin Dells without the water parks. It's Hollywood Boulevard without the Hollywood. It's very tourist town. Dollywood's not that far from here. So maybe next year when I'm in my van and I'm traveling around, I'll come back and spend a little more time here and go to Dollywood. Do something fun like that. But right now, I'm just waiting for my friends to get back out on trail. If they're not here at the 9:30 stop, I'll just go on ahead without them. But, yeah. Here we are for the moment. Gatlinburg. The hotel we stayed at was the Gatlinburg Inn. Well, I stayed at for both nights. And it's a quaint little place. Great breakfast. One of the best breakfasts I've seen in a hotel. But, yeah, yesterday I didn't leave my room at all. I just stayed in bed. And it was actually great. After I was done being sick, it was a really nice reprieve to just not have anywhere to go, not have anything to do, not have to be on, and just to be able to relax and not have the solitary aloneness without the physical strain of hiking was just really nice. It was a nice relaxed day. On beyond the hangover. Need to not drink like that again. And it wasn't even all that much. It was, I think, 5 drinks total. I'm a lightweight again. I don't like being a lightweight, but I guess I have to be because I'm not drinking like that again. It hurt. It hurt. Anyway, fellow hikers across the way trying to hitch a ride unsuccessfully. I vaguely remember hearing that the city of Gatlinburg frowns upon hitchhiking, but it's not entirely illegal because it's part of trail culture. I've not yet tried to hitch a ride. I've been very lucky in that so far. The moment will probably come, but right now, and they are just being super unsuccessful, and I feel bad. So they'll probably be there until the next shuttle comes back. And then we'll all ride together. Another lesson that I just learned is before I put my pack on after I stop to pee, so I must check my pockets for my phone. Because I'm fairly certain I just hiked a whole mile without my phone and then had to go back and find it. And it had fallen out of my pocket on my way back from a pee break. And I want to thank the person. I'm going to jot down his YouTube. It was, I'd Hike That. I think it was. I'll double check and confirm when I meet up with him again. But if it hadn't been for meeting up with his family and him, I wouldn't have noticed that my phone was gone for a long while. So I'm really grateful for him, and I'm going to give him a follow. And anybody who wants to thank him for helping me notice that my phone was missing, go and give him a follow, and I will definitely make sure that he gets that. Thank you. So yeah, it's I'd Hike That was the guy who helped me notice my phone was missing. It was about 0.4 back too, so almost a full half mile. That would have been a really nasty surprise if I got to Newfound Gap and had to walk 7 miles back to find my phone. There are other hikers out here, so that last video got cut off weird, but there's another one coming down, but I'll go follow that dude. Alright, I'm not gonna lie, I'm about 4.5 miles from the gap, and I need to go to the bathroom, so I'm trying and I am absolutely admitting I skipped those 4.5 miles to get to a bathroom. It's too many kids. And somewhere around here is a sign that I should take a picture with. There it is. Leaving camp just after 9. The promised foggy Smokie day in the Smokies. We're in a cloud. Not expecting to do much filming today because I'm keeping my phone in a little plastic bag to keep it dry. And if the weather stays like this, I'm aiming to make it 12 miles to a shelter. If it starts raining buckets again, I'm only going to do 7 to the next shelter. Because I don't want to get that wet. So we'll see. Anyway, that's it for now. It's Saturday, April 16th. And for much of my trail, it's going to be rivulets. The Smokies. How much you want to bet that's an absolutely spectacular view? If not for the fact that we're in clouds. It's a cloudy day today. Oh, and I'm walking on a ridge. See this? That's my trail. Whoop. Whoop. Not a crazy elevation day today, but get where we're going. That's a good thing. So a couple miles ago, my body was all like, "You need to stop and go." But it's been like the whole time. I figure I'd wait to get to the next shelter, which was 7 point something away from the last shelter I was at. Only to find out it's like almost a full half mile away down a side trail. Yeah, no. It's 1:30. I've put more than 7 miles down between 9 and 1:30. That's an impressive moment for me. I'm impressed. I still have 5 plus 5.25 maybe to my next shelter. I'm not adding almost a full mile to my day. Cloud cover's finally starting to move off. I've passed so many of these spots where it's clear enough to see some of the view today, but like in terms of trees, but there's just so much cloud that you can't see. Like you wouldn't have been able to see past that one tree. Like that's how dense the fog has been today. But there it is, starting to clear up. Just before 8:30 in the morning. Today's goal is 14.1 miles to the last shelter in the Smokies. And in the morning, Standing Bear Farm, Hostel. There's my sign. There's my trail to start the day. It's actually not a super busy, not a super hard day. Just a couple of climbs. Like one good climb and then this one. But mostly all downhill, so it'll be rough on the knees. But beyond that, 14.1 miles. Happy Easter, y'all! Alright, so I started today at 8:30. It's been a little chilly. It's now 10:30. And I've done 4.1 miles already today. I mean, I'm not going to keep that pace all day, but that was just... I booked it this morning. I just triumph! Woohoo! It's now 12:30, and I have hiked 7.6 miles. It's actually pretty epic. This is where the next shelter would have been if I were stopping for the day, but I am not. I'm going on. Got another 0.8 to the bottom of this decline, and then one more up, and then all the way down to Davenport Gap Shelter. Got one more climb today. It's going to be intense, but I've got one more climb, and I'm excited because I've done a lot, and I've got 7.5 miles to go, and I have until like 8:30 when the sun goes down, and I'm going to bust this out. It's going to be epic. It's like the best day ever. So shout out to Anita Earhart. She just sent me a text. Said she was thinking about me and watching my videos. Happy Easter to you as well. When I get a signal, I'll text you back. Right now, the first half of this day has been glorious. We are expecting cold rain this evening. I don't know what time it's supposed to start. So I'm just hauling because I don't want to get caught in that if I can help it. But there you go. Happy Easter in the Smokies. This is what I am. I just stopped and got some water. Saw an amazing couple who are handing out candy bars. It was a good day. Yeah. Anyway, catch you later. Bye. I would like to take a minute to appreciate the leaves that have finally sprouted from their buds. That is all.
Banana, soda.
There it is.
I'd hike the trail.
The unassuming end. to the Smoky Mountains.
But I'm this year my.
All sorts of trees that seem knocked over and falling over.
There's a lot of sign.
Yeah. Cut over or whatever. Embankments that are cut under by the weather.
That was right before Clingmans Dam.
This is a bear?
Yeah.
Oh!
Remember
Bear bit my rice.
Yeah, right before Clingmans Dam. That's right around there. Let's see.
What are they chopping wood for? Is there a fireplace somewhere?
There's a wood stove there. It's about
now you're
110
moving toward
degrees in
him.
the bunkhouse.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there's a wood stove in the bunkhouse.
I'm jealous.
Especially on night.
Where are you?
You need to dry stuff.
Overflow up above the house.
Oh.
There's like 2 rooms.
I need to be like
Mattress
60 or
on the floor,
below.
sort of thing.
50 or below. I need to sleep good.
Yeah.
How big was the bear?
Really between like 30 and 40.
I'm 100, 150 pounds maybe. He wasn't a real big
I'm not
bear.
quite that cold, but yeah.
Which would be
You can do it. It's okay.
We feed our house.
That's good.
I have faith in you.
So like over the years.
So I
Okay.
Yeah.
My first chance to do a little bit of a video in a while. I'm out of the Smokies. We just went to Standing Bear Farm Hostel. It was an interesting experience. It was like $80 for 2 good-sized meals, a bunk for the night, and a full resupply. So, well, not a full resupply. I didn't get that much, but you know. And good night's sleep, warm bed. Shower was okay. Hand washed the laundry for the first time. That was weird. And now we're back on our way back to the trail. Next stop, Hot Springs. Feel like I want to collect my thoughts right now and share them, but just not getting there. Anyway, eventually, laters. Can almost see it through the trees. Hot Springs, North Carolina. I'm coming in right now. Got maybe miles worth of trail or less. So excited about this. Oh, even better shot. Look at that. That's a whole town down there. So this is the first bona fide trail town. So like there are towns off trail that do cater to hikers as they're passing by, but this is the first time the trail will actually take me through a town. So that's cool. I'm slack packing out of Happy Nomad Hostel today. It's like 6.6 miles from that hostel to here. I'm doing this in record time. It's what time is it? It's 1, and I started at 10:30. I wasn't expecting to get here until like 3, so this is a record for me. I've been really trying to organize my thoughts about the Smokies a lot, so I'm going to take this opportunity to try and hash through that a little bit. So there is that 4.5 miles that I kind of skipped. I mentioned it before, but to be absolutely clear, I don't feel bad or wrong for doing that because I realized a little belatedly that it was Good Friday that day, and there were a lot of families out on trail, and I just didn't feel comfortable like trying to sneak off into the woods to do a number 2. So like peeing would have been a little bit of a challenge. I didn't feel comfortable with small children around. Like I just didn't feel comfortable. So I don't feel bad about that. I don't feel like I need to make up those miles either. I got a hitch from this wonderful lady and the other lady riding with her, and they dropped me off at the place at Newfound Gap. I went to the bathroom, and it wasn't even a number 2. It was just gas. I was just gassy. I still don't feel guilty about it. I think I made the right call for if I did need to go to the bathroom. And I got in, and the bathroom stalls stopped here. So, like, I could make eye contact with the person in the next stall. And I was like, how you doing? And I got done, and I stood up, and there were a couple of ladies waiting, and I looked right at them, and I was like, I've had nightmares about these stalls. And I have this one nightmare, many years ago, about I needed to pee in my dream. Like, I woke up later and was like, oh, I really did need to go. But, a little bit of mud here, hold on. So anyway, in the dream, I opened a public bathroom door, and then it opens to rolling fields as far as the eye can see of toilet stalls that just come up to my hip. And like, I've had nightmares about extra short toilet stalls. Anywho's, more about the Smokies. It was not nearly as frightening as I thought it was going to be. I expected way worse weather every day I was there. Like, the first day it was all mud and it was a pain in the butt, and the next day it was still muddy and a pain in the butt. But beyond that, like, it wasn't bad. There was that one day of really bad rain, and we sheltered in place. Like, we were just right there. You know, you're not supposed to zero at a shelter in the Smokies, but we did. And I'm not feeling bad about that. And beyond that, like, we had nice weather. And then, like, one day of weather that I absolutely expected in the Smokies, which was just walking through a cloud up there. It was actually one of the better days of hiking that I had, so that was a surprise. And I think, and then like the last day, like the last mile and a half we were hiking out, it was rainy and kind of gross, but we were staying at a hostel that night, so we weren't super worried about it. And that was Standing Bear, which was an interesting place. Odd and interesting place. But that was the Smokies. Like, it wasn't as big a deal as I was expecting, and it was a big deal. And I'm kind of glad it's over, and I'm kind of also like, oh, it's over. Like, it was this big monumental thing that was standing in my way for a little while. And I just kind of am at this place right now. The only way through it is through it. And so I'm really just taking each day at the moment as it comes. So that's going to be the end of my Smokies video, even though it's been several days since I've been out of the Smokies now. So everything else is going to be post-Smokies. It might be a little while again before I post a video with everything from the last few days, but that's okay. I'm still out here. I'm still hiking. It might be a week or two between videos just because that's going to be the way it's going to be, so don't worry. I did get a message from my uncle that somebody who's watching my channel was like, is she still out there? So I'm still out here. And today's like the first bona fide warm day. It's supposed to get up to like 70 today. And like I'm for the first time like not chilled and not like if I stop, I'm not worried about getting suddenly cold. So like even with my slack pack on, I'm happy about that. And I figured out YouTube Music and have been downloading songs whenever I have internet connection. And so I've also been hiking with some tunes in my ears, which was awesome, has been awesome. And it's a little bit of a game changer. It's like, oh, I'm not just forced to spend time in my own head anymore. So that's nice. And I'll be taking some video here in town. And It's been really great. And I'm still, like, I'm coming back to, this isn't a drudgery. Like, I'm excited to be out here. I'm coming back to, this is the experience that I was looking for. Like, climbs are difficult, but that's not a problem anymore. I'm finally picking up the speed that I need. Like, I can do 12-mile days pretty comfortably. Woohoo! And I can do 15-mile days uncomfortably. But I'm glad that I'm getting to the point where my trail legs are finally under me. Like, I'd still like to be a little bit faster, but it's coming. And I'm not worried about that part so much anymore. And my tramley's starting to spread out a little bit. And that's one of the things that we've learned out here is, like, tramleys morph and grow and shrink and spread out. And I'm still in a group chat with the people who are several days ahead of me now. Still in a group chat with people who are probably a day or two behind me now. So it's just part of the experience. You know, people come and go in our lives, and people move on, and people stay behind, and everybody's moving at their own pace. And everybody is super happy to, like, see another hiker. It's the weirdest thing. And when you see somebody you haven't seen in a couple of weeks, you're like, you're still out here, cool. And when you meet somebody new, it's like, hey, cool, nice to meet you. And, like, all that there is right now is the trail. That's life. Life is the trail. And it's good.